Hey everybody, and welcome here to the channel here on Talk Daily. Hopefully you have a great day wherever you are in the world, and let's get to it. Volkswagen, Porsche, and Audi are entering Formula One. Yay! I hear all the applause, yeah. Before I go any further, this article is written by Caleb Miller, and it's from Car and Driver. As always, I have a link to this article in the description below. Car and Driver is amazing, so I always encourage you guys to check out Car and Driver. Anyway, moving along. Let's read the headlines. As of Monday, and this is the Monday, 5/2/22. As of Monday, Volkswagen Group CEO Herbet said that both Audi and Porsche will join Formula One in the near future, as reported by Reuters. Audi and Porsche will likely join 2026 with a new technical regulation focused around sustainable fuel, which Porsche has already invested in. Diaz did not specify how the brands would enter the sport, but Audi is expected to buy the existing teams, while Porsche will become an engine supplier, possibly for Red Bull Racing. So let's dig into this. There's a lot of words in here. What's going on? Okay. Why is Volkswagen entering? Because, Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, whatever, they're all the same company. Well, they bought Porsche. Porsche was trying to buy Volkswagen, and it didn't work out, and then Porsche bought it. I can make a video about that by itself. You can Google it. It's very interesting. Anyway, so what is so exciting about this? Okay, whoop-de-wow, what's the big deal? It is really a big deal because when those manufacturers enter Formula One, they're actually testing a product. They're expanding their product lineup. They're just testing in R&D. So it's very good for the consumer because the bottom line, all the technology they develop eventually trickles its way into our cars. So having said that, and it's very exciting also to watch this sport. How they're entering, this is the rabbit hole I'm going to dive into here. Audi and Porsche will likely join in 2026. Remember, I always say 2025 and 2030, the whole electric cars BS? Well, listen. In 2026, the new technical regulation focused around sustainability in synthetic fuel are introduced. With Porsche already invested in the technology, so Porsche already invested in sustainable synthetic fuel. Sustainable synthetic fuel is different than what you're thinking as far as, using the biodiesel. Okay, we're not talking about oil. Synthetic fuel is different. Synthetic fuel is a field of its own where they're trying to capture the carbon dioxide from the air, and they're trying to introduce it using electricity and trying to combine it and give you a carbon-based fuel that you could fill up in your car and drive, and it could be used with an internal combustion engine. That is synthetic fuel. Bosch been trying to do this for quite a bit. I'll show you the website for Bosch. So this is Bosch website. This is greenhouse becoming new material, synthetic or carbon neutral fuels captured in carbon dioxide in the manufacturing process. This way, greenhouse gas becomes raw material from which gasoline, diesel, and substitutable neutral gas. Oh my God, I really butchered that word. Substitute. It's substitute. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying the word substitute. We'll edit this out. It's okay. Substitute natural gas can be produced with the help of electricity from renewable sources. So I'm going to go on top of this website so I show you where I'm getting this from. This is from Bosch website. Synthetic fuels, the next revolution. I mean, this is kind of old. The video they have here is from 2017, so that's like ancient century. That's old. So this thing does exist, okay? Synthetic fuel does exist, and Porsche has been using it in their team. Bam! Look at that picture. That's the Porsche. This is, by the way, LMDH, which stands for Le Mans Daytona Hybrid Hyper Car. It's basically, it's stupid fast, but they've been using these fuels, okay? So it's nothing new. I don't want to say they've been using this fuel all the way. They are using the renewables fuels, but again, the future is all about the future. Okay, there's another article also from Car and Driver written by Sebastian Blanco when they're discussing it. Porsche work on synthetic fuel to make and they call it ICE, internal combustion cars, as clean as electric vehicles. There's also an old article, but it's still talking about synthetic fuel research. That's why I'm trying to bring it up to you. I'm trying to bring everything together here, okay? So you can see synthetic fuel is the direction we're going to be going. We're not talking about it a lot because everybody's so busy with electric cars because nobody wants to invest in this. This is expensive. Synthetic fuel research is not cheap. Bosch is doing it, and other companies are trying to do it, okay? But you don't see a lot of headlines on that. They are trying to capture the carbon dioxide from the air. So it's interesting. I also seen some printers operate on the same principle, literally like 3D printing when they're trying to capture carbon from the air. Anyway, all the stuff, all the energy comes from electricity. So where are we getting our electricity? Well, now we can start back tracing. Is it a clean source of electricity or is it a dirty source of electricity? The subject just goes deeper and deeper. And don't forget, this right here, when I talk about synthetic fuels, they're not mentioning anything about oils. Most of the synthetic oil we use is synthetic oil also derived from some petroleum byproduct in it. So there's even the rubber we use on the tires. So everything is connected, okay? But long story short, they're entering because I do believe they have an advantage in that system. That's the reason why they're entering it. So that's why I brought it up. Porsche has already invested in it, but also Audi, Volkswagen, again, they're the same company. I think that's why they're entering. That's why they're providing the engine, because they probably have the means to make a run. I don't think Mercedes is any further away from this, okay? Because we all know that Mercedes, their engines are amazing. Honda left, unfortunately. It didn't really work out that much. It's expensive. It's totally understandable. DS did not specify on the brands how to enter the sport. We just mentioned that for a little bit. So moving along, for years, Audi and Porsche hinted on their desire to join Formula One. Yeah, they show a couple of pictures. DS explained that discuss among the brand's board of directors regarding the sport had caused some rift to form, but ultimately Audi and Porsche were able to assure their parent company that joining Formula One will be a net more money than it would cost. That's extremely important. I think very few people understand the cost of Formula One. Formula One is staggering, the cost of R&D and keeping up with that Formula One. It's staggering. And just what's even more like mind-blowing is the people who drive those cars. You can imagine all the money that goes in it. The money, the energy, the love, the care, and how many failed story for one success story, you have so many failed story. And then to get that one person being, you're going to drive this car and you're going to drive the team, is just amazing. And I think that drama really solidifies itself when you're watching if you are able to watch the series on Netflix, it's fantastic. The Formula One series kind of capture a little bit of the drama. I watch Formula One like weekly, I try to capture it as much as I can, record it. So I'm kind of familiar with it, but Netflix makes it more like, summarizes it, makes it short and sweet and straight to the point. Anyways, moving along, McLaren and Sabre, a lot of them are trying to get into this form. Okay, they're trying to do basically sustainable fuels. So moving along with the article saying that the rumors have pointed at Audi attempting to purchase an existing team, either McLaren or Sabre, while Porsche aims to enter as an engine manufacturer with Red Bull named as a possible partner. Again, everything could change. So this is just plans. Okay, that might easily simply say we don't want to enter. They didn't sign any contract. Nothing's on paper yet. But again, regarding investing heavily in synthetic fuels, Porsche had been investing heavily in synthetic fuel in a bid to promote the longevity of its internal combustion road cars, such as the 911. And Formula One will give Porsche a chance to develop the technology through motorsport while tending the road cars to the team. The rule changes would also mean that all teams are starting from the same position, giving Porsche and Audi a better shot of being competitive right off the bat. The rule change, again, this is a 2026 when the rule is going to change and the fuel is going to change. So all of them are going to develop an engine from a clean slate. So they don't have to worry about patronage, Mercedes, and the dominance in engine design, or etc., etc. They can start from a clean sheet. They clearly noticed that Formula One, rapid growth in the United States and growth around the world, awakening the drivers. Okay, there again, they're talking about the Netflix. I don't know the name. There you go. Drive to Survive Netflix show, and increased social media presence since Liberty Media takeover of the series in 2017. Again, I'm more interested in this synthetic fuels because I get a little article here from Bosch, and I think I really, going back to this Bosch article, I really like it. It really gives you an idea. What I'm trying to say here is our future crucial advantage in the combustion engine use synthetic fuel is that the existing filling station network can continue to be used. See, this is Bosch talking about, obviously they're an advocate of making the synthetic fuels because, well, they're making it. So they're giving a case for it, saying that synthetic fuel are useful because you can keep using the network for a fuel station. But the point I'm trying to get to here is regarding electric cars is this. The same applies to existing combustion engine expertise. Moreover, even though electric cars will become significantly less expensive in the years ahead, supposedly, the development of these fuels may be worthwhile. Bosch had calculated that up to the lifetime of mileage of 160,000 kilometers, I don't know what that is in miles, the total cost of ownership of a hybrid running on synthetic fuel could be less than the long-range electric car, depending on the type of renewable energy used. Electric cars are not cheap. I encourage you to just look at the electric bill and tell me, it's chips. No, it's not. Electricity is not cheap. And all this electric cars being manufactured, there is no discussion regarding how am I lowering my electric bill. I have no control over electricity. I mean, I can put some panels on the roof of my head, but we all know that. I don't know if you know that the roof panels, the people pretend that, oh my God, it'll last forever. No, they don't. They deteriorate. They don't last forever. Okay? Yeah, I literally can go on a rant on the solar panels. Solar panels don't last forever. They're great, but they don't last forever. They're not saving you money. Just you feel good. You know, like I have some solar. I don't, it heats up my water. Yeah, but after 7 years, what happened? The efficiency drops. It is what it is. I love nuclear, but hey, I'm the 1%. I'm the odd person. So most people don't like nuclear, but I think nuclear is very clean. Nuclear run properly is clean. That's what the sun does. I mean, when you look at the energy if you look at energy and if you just zoom out the whole world and look at the planet as a dot, where the energy coming from? It's coming from fusion. It's either from the sun or from inside the planet internally. So the heat from inside the planet. So anyways, long story short, how are you going to get energy? Electricity is fine, but again, it's not cheap. All these batteries, what are you going to do with the battery? I always mention this. What are you going to do with the batteries? Okay, everybody's hyping up getting the cars because government is saying, you got to get this. And I mean by government, I just think it thinks California. It really is. What happened in California becomes... repercussion goes throughout the whole state, and then it goes into legislation, becomes a law, and then whenever the United States says something, everybody goes okay, and then they start following. I hope people who don't follow the U.S., there's some countries, of course, don't follow, but usually the trend tends to be whatever the U.S. does goes through. But right now we have China, so China's saying, I want it this way. So I don't know. Because it's not anymore that you can go to a car manufacturer and has the liberty of making you a car. Like back in the 60s, Ferrari makes you literally handmade car. Like, there you go. I made it, but my hands take. No, now everything is like standard. So we don't know what's the standard system is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be this option, synthetic fuel. Maybe synthetic fuel does not become an option. Porsche is investing in it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be an option. Formula One, they're going to be using it in 2026, but that doesn't mean that regular cars are going to use it. Maybe synthetic fuel is only going to be for motorsport, or I don't know. But it's an option, and I like that option. They're capturing carbon dioxide from the air using electricity. It's the net energy from making that is going to be the same. Basically, the amount of electricity used to make that synthetic fuel, is it going to be the same? Of course not. Law of thermodynamics states that no, anytime you take form and energy from one form and you change it to another form, you lose some of it to heat. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be just like hydrogen. Why hydrogen didn't take off? Because of that. It takes more energy to make hydrogen than the energy takes to produce the hydrogen. But that's not the point. If you're getting your energy from a source that's infinite, nuclear power, then cool, it's okay. Just a couple of rods getting hot, boiling water, the steam turning the generator, we're good to go. As long as not a tsunami hits it, or an earthquake, or a human error, it should just constantly run. Like last time I looked at the sun, we're still doing good. Again, I'm generalizing things. Okay, there's a lot of technology and effort goes into making it, but that's basically a short, sweet story of it. So I know we started talking about Formula One, and we digressed all the way into talking about synthetic fuels, but really that's the question that some people need to be asking. Let's invest in synthetic fuels. Okay, let's just try to give it a shot. Okay, making batteries, cool. Like Samsung makes good batteries, and I made another video about Vietnam where they're bringing factories over here to manufacture some electric vehicles and whatnot. So that's good. I mean, it's good to see, but it's also to see another option. It seems that we have blinders on and we're just saying electric cars, and we're obsessed with, with the the wow factor of an electric car. That's, oh look, it doesn't make any fumes and it goes really fast, but there's a lot of drawbacks to it. So it's good to see that Porsche is investing in it. This article I showed you previously, it's old, from 2021, but that's when Porsche is starting to say that, okay, we want to keep the 911 alive by giving it synthetic fuel. It's amazing that literally one segment of that brand is charting the way into making synthetic fuel. And I mean, by one brand, 911s, because Porsche makes electric cars, so they're fine either way. And here's the original article from Reuters. I didn't give it any credit, so I have to put it right here. This is Reuters, and it's written by who? It says Reuters, and it's just Berlin, May 2nd, Reuters, Volkswagen, VOWGPE.Deutsch, premium brand. Audi and Porsche will join Formula 1 after convincing. Oh, it already convincing, so it already joining. The German automaker group, the more will bring more money than it will cost. VW chief executive Herbet said on Monday. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I'm happy. It'll be amazing. To me, I really, 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 really want a Porsche to join Formula 1, because I think Porsche is one of those really. It's a no-brainer to me. Porsche and Ferrari should be competing with each other. Okay, Mercedes to me always looked as a all-around company, as a fantastic company. Mercedes to me just always came across as. To me, Mercedes is, how to explain, it's like Ford in America, it's like Toyota in Japan. That's what Mercedes is to me. They make everything. They'll make a van, they'll make a Formula 1 car, they'll make a big rig, anything. And in Japan, I mean, I will compare it to Toyota, but also maybe more like, I was going to say Mitsubishi, but Mitsubishi is they're kind of moving away from, making cars. They're making some cars, but not that much. Again, it's a different subject. But, yeah, I'm glad for Porsche. I'm very happy. Hopefully, they'll bring more excitement to Formula 1, because it's not like Formula 1 is not exciting, but, people love seeing brands. People become familiar with a brand and start supporting that brand. So, hey, Porsche has a lot of followers. Volkswagen has a lot of followers. Audi does. So, good for them. Anyway, as always, let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you didn't know about this, well, now you know, and I'll have a link to all the stuff and everything I showed you in the description below, so you can check it out yourself, and let me know what you think about the renewable energy. I personally think it's great. I like it more, honestly, than electric, because as a chemist, I was a physicist / chemist, I really think that electricity is great, but when you start scaling it, we start having issues. Some things work. Everything is relative in life, okay? If you want to talk to someone about anything and you want to shut them up, just tell them everything's relative. Everything is relative in life. Everything's relative to what? Batteries are great relative to what? Their size. The bigger the battery, the more... okay, so... yeah, our technology is advancing great, but everything costs. Everything's relative to what? How much it costs, the labor, what do you do with it when it's done, what do you do when it's bad. Renewable energy, in the sense that what Bosch is trying to do with synthetic fuel, I think that is just the one to go. If you have a nuclear reactor somewhere nearby that can provide you electricity, and taking electricity into the factory, where you're able to trap the carbon dioxide from the air, and you're able to combine it and produce that synthetic fuel that could later then be used into filling the cars, I think that would be fantastic idea. I think that would be amazing. That's something of the future and something sustainable, and we can go back to being normal. You don't have to haul around your batteries. You don't have to have a pickup truck that says, I have a towing capacity of 5 tons, but I got 3 tons worth of batteries in the back, so I get to... stupid. And remember, when batteries deplete in power, they don't get lighter. So you're carrying that weight with you constantly, where in fuel, it depletes. The car gets lighter. So that'd be some advantage to that. But anyways, yeah, this is something that's not going to be figured out. It's not obvious. We don't know the solution yet. Everything is still out there, but it's exciting times to be in. There's so many options. So hopefully more companies jump on synthetic fuels, and more smart people try to tinker with it and try to make it happen. And again, everything happened in the crucible of motorsport. That's why I love Formula 1. Formula 1 solves the idea. That's Formula E, but as you know, Formula E is nowhere near Formula 1, nowhere near as exciting, because electric is not... you can see the problems with that, okay? Electric Formula E is fun, it's fast, it's quiet, it's quick, but there's limitation to the batteries. There are definitely limitation to carrying your own fuel source as in a battery as a comparison to something that can just burn off, like those synthetic fuels, or in this case, it's not synthetic fuel yet, but in the future, in 2026, it will be synthetic fuel. So anyways, as always, hopefully you learned something new today. Thank you for watching. And again, thanks for everybody who subscribes and likes. I really, really appreciate it. This channel is growing slowly and it's my hobby and I really enjoy doing it. So all the support, again, if you don't like something, let me know. Again, I think the good and the bad, everything, everything, the good and bad, that's what makes everything work properly. You got to know if you make mistakes and whatnot. So I really appreciate it. All the comments and all the support. And as always, have a great weekend. Well, if you still have your weekend. It's not weekend, it's Monday. I don't know why I was thinking weekend. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. It's a Monday, not a weekend. All right, bye-bye.